We'll begin tonight with the good news of the release of 28 abducted students from Bethel Baptist High School in Kaduna State after 20 days in captivity. Parents and religious leaders who received them say at least 87 more are still missing and are calling on the government to do all it can to help secure their release as well. They insist no ransom was paid and the children were left at an agreed location for representatives of the Christian Association of Nigeria to pick them up after some negotiations. The students were abducted from school on the 5th of July.
Few of the students actually escaped. 3 escaped and went straight to their parents. 2 who were weak were found by a good Samaritan in a farm along Abuja Road. He was the one who called the police and took them to the divisional police office in Regina, and they brought them to Kaduna. That's the story you were told, that 2 were rescued. That's exactly what happened. Those 5 children escaped. Then 2 were found in the farm, and the farm owner took them to the police station in Regina, but the 3 others went straight to their parents. And then you could remember that 1 had been released earlier on held ground. So we had 6 that have come back. But yesterday evening around 5 to 6 o'clock, we got a call from the bandits, and they told us the location where they have released 28 of these children. But because we couldn't go there, we asked, somehow some vigilantes saw the children and they took them to their office, and then the military came and picked them there to the 1 division. Finally, this morning from there, we brought them to school, and we have safely handed them over to their parents. You can see the children looking very weak, very tired, very sick. But we believe their parents, since we have wiped away their tears, they will go and treat them. But this is the situation. We have 28 of them, plus the other 6. We have 34 so far released. We have 87 not yet back home. We are hoping that it will not be long, they too will be released. But this is the current situation. Well, the statement concerning ransom was not from Khan. It was actually from the leader of the church. That is the leader of the Nigerian Baptist Convention. That is the information he has. But he clearly stated this for viewers to understand. He said, it's possible ransom was paid, but not through him or through them. I think he was very clear about that. So if you want to know the story, this is exactly what he said, because I was right there beside him when he said, we can't dispute that ransom was not paid since there were so many interests, parents were involved, but we, as the Nigerian Baptist Convention, did not pay ransom. So when you talk to me as Khan or as a parent, I can give you my own understanding of the story. But my own take is, money was paid, but how was it paid? Not by the Nigerian Baptist Convention. I think that's exactly what the president said. The reason of how much and when, we may not say it now for one very strict reason. The reason simply is that we have 87 of our children in the hands of this bandit. Our focus now is to get them back. When they come back, there are deeper stories we will share with Nigerians. But now we don't want to jeopardize these children. Our experience have shown that virtually most of the things we say on screen, these bandits have people among us who watch and feed them with every information, and they could just tie up their rope again and makes it difficult for the 87 people. If the state government play any role, not to my knowledge as Khan Chairman Kaduna State, and not to the knowledge of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, because I'm also of the Baptist Church and we had a thorough conversation before we presented the children. What we just know is that we've been crying, we've asked government to step up her game about securing Kaduna State people, and nothing more. At the moment, we've had them talking, we've not seen them at work. We hope that now that some efforts have been put and these children, they've started releasing these children, they will come up out strongly to show that they are government and help us to ensure that these children come out. But truly speaking, it is not good the way things are going on. We seem to be in a serious battle now between the government of bandits and the government that we legitimately elected. The bandits are illegitimate government, but they terrorize us and cause fear in us. We seem to even respect them than the legitimate government we actually voted, because the government seems not to be there for us. I said this to some journalists after presenting the children, that these children, look at how small they are, going through this ordeal. How will they grow to be patriotic? How will they grow to want to serve Nigeria? How will they grow to want to be proud that they belong to this country? Because if they have passed through this pain and their government is not there for them, it just shows that we have a government, but the government is sleeping. I hope they wake up soon before it's too late. The fact is that what I discussed with the parents when I arrived this morning was the situation is so dicey. We still have those ones not yet there. So the privileged parents that the 28 children have come back will on their own take these children for medical checkup in the hospital of their choice to do it their own way. Because one thing God has done is to relieve them of coming to be sleeping in the school every day with the whole prayer vigil that we are holding. So at least they have the time to go so that we will turn back to see how we get the other 87. But I did discuss with the chairman or the president of the Baptist in Kaduna. The fact is that what we are doing now is we've already contacted an organization called the Global Peace Foundation, which I also work with. We are going to be doing a psychosocial therapies for them, a trauma healing counseling for them. We've contacted experts. They are willing to help us. It's not going to be long, but we just realized that just focusing on the Bethel Baptist students may not be enough. We are going to do something. We are going to invite kidnapped victims and parents of Federal School of Forestry, kidnapped victims and parents of Greenfield University, and other kidnapped victims that are willing to come to talk with them and guide them and counsel them to pick back their lives and know that they can have a better life ahead than the previous experience they've had. So that one is on the pipeline. The leaders of CAN did agree on that on Friday. We visited the school with the leadership of CAN. We discussed this with the leadership of the Baptists, and we are hoping that when the children come back, we are going to start this. But I think we may not even wait. We have to start with the ones that are there and then wait for when the other ones come, we continue. I'm hoping that shortly we will call people, we will call them to start this training or this counseling for them. We've contacted experts, they are willing to help us, but we have to foot the bills and they will do it for us. It's a difficult thing to talk about negotiation because you receive insult. You know, talking with the bandit is one of the most regrettable things of life. But once your child is in the hands of the bandit, or the child of your member is in the hands of the bandit, or the child of any relation is in the hands of the bandit, you really don't have anything to do because you just have to behave yourself before you risk the life of the innocent child. So that's what we go through. But let me put it this way, that our effort clearly is we need to do more and more sensitization with people for us to understand how to live. Well, government in our own case is asking schools to, or they've asked schools to close and they've extended the period of the break. They want to reschedule their calendar so that it will fit. We are waiting to hear what they are going to say in the rescheduling of the calendar. But we have offered as CAN to church-based schools, facilities that are located in churches within the town. The fact is that on Friday, I specifically offered to the Bethel Baptist High School a facility in CAN premises, which is just about 500 meters away from the police headquarters, for the final year students to use and write their exams. To us, we know that place is secure and there will be enough rooms that can accommodate up to 300 students, even 100 students if they have them. And
wow. Just listening to the Christian Association chairperson in Kaduna State there, and the parents of the released students who were not without their words of appreciations and jubilations, as expected, really.
I've been sad. I've been sorrowful. Huh? It's not always good, my brother. One feel pain with him. Knowing you took your child to school, and then he's not in the school. He's in the bush doing what? It's painful, my brother, really. Because looking at him, no, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I said this is very disheartening for our government. It's so disheartening. And
right.
Well, let's bring in Mahmud Jega, Rise analyst, for more on this development. Mahmud, quite a touchy scenario there. I mean, if you had watched Arise News live transmission, because we broke the news and everything, I mean, you just know that it's a horrendous situation that the country faces, and particularly the people in, you know, in Kaduna there, where the Reverend gentleman just said they are dealing with government of bandits and the government that they elected.
Well, it is a situation that you don't pray to happen even to your enemy. To have your child taken from school and kept in the bush for 3 weeks. And even though we are very happy and we rejoice with the parents of the children that were brought back today, but we cannot rejoice until the other 87 of them are back and reunited. And let's not forget, they are also not the only ones. The bandits are grabbing people every day, whether it is
and everywhere
children or travelers.
The Tengina pupils of the Islamia school are still there.
These ones have been there for even longer. It's a terribly sad situation. But as Reverend Hayab said, you have to be very careful in what you say, because there are still lots of the children in the hands of the bandits. So the top priority is how to get those ones out, not to score points.
Mahmoud, we have to look at the fact that, unfortunately, the data, looking at how many school students, between December and now, over 800 students have been taken from their schools. And it seems like it's not stopping, despite the fact that the president had made promises, the army chiefs have made promises, yet we're still having all of this. So moving forward, really, looking at can we blame this on the weak security infrastructure, knowing that the governors on their own part, they really do not have so much powers over the security agents? But how can we correct this so that way our children are safe and secure when they go to school?
Honestly, unless the whole banditry issue is attacked and destroyed and stopped in its tracks, because you see, the schools are the single biggest industry that we have. We have schools in every locality, whether it's primary schools, secondary schools, tertiary institutions, and we have seen even the Islamia schools, which are just operating for an hour or two, are also targets. So as long as they are bandits, and the trouble is, once one group of the bandits invaded a school and probably received tens of millions of naira as ransom, then other bandit groups also go to any school that they can find, whether it's in Kaduna State or in Katsina State or in Niger State or in Zamfara State, also because they apparently realize that you get the most money if you take children, especially small ones like this. So that is what is happening. It's a terrible situation. I suspect that the government and the security agencies must be wearing their thinking hats, seek international cooperation from experts from anywhere, whether it is technology, whether it is mobilization of local resources and vigilantes, whatever it takes. We have to bring this school kidnap and banditry as a whole to an end as soon as possible, because it is grounding the country to a halt. If things continue like this, because the bandits could release the students of the Bethel Academy only to grab the students of another school, then why does that leave? I mean, a time will come when nobody will want to send his children to school, especially in these states that are badly affected.
Over 13.5 million out-of-school children and climbing because of all of this. So we really need to see an end to it. We'd have to say thank you so much, Mahmud Jega, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you.